I mentioned in my last video that there was a possibility that we wouldn't go bike packing. And sure enough, we did not go bike packing. Weather just wasn't on our side, and it was our first time doing it. We didn't want less than ideal conditions. I think it would have been possible and we would have been fine, but why not just go somewhere else? We had the weekend already like blocked off, and we decided since it will be raining like all weekend, and that's like all around us, right? Like I looked at all these different state parks. I looked as far as like Palo Duro, and I wanted to pick a place that would allow us to do city things, but also give us access to nature. So we decided on Hot Springs, Arkansas. We were able to book a cabin last minute at Lake Catherine State Park. Fully equipped cabin. It was beautiful. So for 4 people, it's $144 a night. I actually think you can sleep 6, but linens, towels, fridge, anything you can think of. Give you a little bit of walkthrough. It's so clean. All of the cabins in our little area have a dock that go to the lake, so I can see how that would just be ideal for when it's like sunny. The lake was a little bit lower than usual. I think that they decided to not allow a lot of water so people could fix their docks, and they'll just fill it back up. So there's a dam, I'm assuming, and they just stopped water flow. And then as it gets warmer, spring is coming, they'll fill it back up. But regardless, it's actually super vibey in Arkansas when it's like raining and foggy. We drove in late Friday night. We got there at like 11 p.m. And so what you're seeing is like the next morning. It was raining all night, still raining when we woke up. So we're like, let's just go into the city, right? So we can hop in and out of stores and just like take a look at everything. So drive to Hot Springs, which is like 20 to 30 minutes north of Lake Catherine State Park. And we put our name down at the pancake shop, and we had a 30-minute wait, so we decided to walk around a little bit. We went to the Arlington, which is a historic hotel there. I believe it is haunted, so I've never wanted to stay there. But they have like a spa, they have a salon. Everything in Hot Springs is like very historical. It's like a little bit old, it's a little bit run down. And that's like the vibe of Hot Springs. And I like it. I think that you won't be getting anything like cutesy in Hot Springs, but it's such a cool little town. Bathhouse Row, the fact that it's a national park, right? Like we're at the Arlington and then we walk over and there's a national park. So, you know, we were just exploring, and then we decided to go antiquing and thrifting. So Linda and Derek are owners of a vintage store here in Dallas, and they handpick and curate every single item that they sell in their store. And so Linda has impeccable taste. So she also sources things for her home and the store. So we love like going to these stores and like looking at them. And Zach just likes digging through stuff. He's always looking for comics, if that's like, if we want to be honest. Comics. Oh, and his new thing is like Godzilla. So Godzilla, comics, and there's actually one more thing that I can't even remember. I'm just there for the vibes. I like looking around. I like when other people are like having a good time. And it's raining, so it's like the perfect activity to do. Then after that, so these 2 stores I would say are like the highlights in Hot Springs. First place we went was Black Tie Antique Mall, and Anthony was the one that was helping us, and he was amazing. Then he sent us over to his friend's place, which was like a 2-minute drive, called Iron Crow. And that's where Gary the cat lives. What's your name, Kitty? He's not even waking up. Did you pet him? Yeah. Then after that, so, okay, like I should show you a map, but that's not what I'm gonna be doing. So bear with me as I make my hand map. I often do this when I'm talking about places. Okay, so Lake Catherine State Park is here. And this is me looking at a map. Hot Springs is here. And then the antique stores are here. So we went up, and then we had time to kill. It's still kind of raining, just a little bit of a drizzle. So we decided like, let's just go while like it's still light out. So we drove back down to Garvan Woodland Gardens. So Lake Catherine, Garvan Woodland Gardens, to look around. So there's a beautiful chapel there, and the chapel, I think that tower is like the clock, and then the mirror thing, which is new. I've never seen that before. Actually, it's very crazy. From certain angles, it like totally does blend in. That's all free. That's like right off of the parking lot. There is an admission fee to go into like the actual garden, and there's like a walking path there. We decided not to. We just didn't really have the time, but that's where George the peacock lives. And so the Garvan Woodland has a chapel, and I'm gonna give a little like history, not even history, just some information on these chapels. There are 3 in Arkansas. The first one was built in Eureka Springs by Fay Jones, who worked with Frank Lloyd Wright. Then another one is in Fayetteville, and that was designed by Fay Jones and Maurice Jennings. Maurice worked with Fay Jones. And then the chapel that is in Hot Springs, I guess, yeah, Hot Springs, is designed by Maurice Jennings and then someone else. So all have the same theme of being a part of the landscape, which is the ideology of Frank Lloyd Wright. And I'm lucky that I've seen all 3 of them, and went there, and then we decided to go back up to go to another thrift store, which had like a ton of booths. Like you could spend a lot of time there. There wasn't a lot of great stuff you had to like look for, but there was so much stuff that you can pick through. And then within that was like a comic book store. So like just it like kind of acted independently. Like you paid there instead of taking everything to the front and paying. After Central Station, we decided we wanted to eat. And we stopped in at DeLuca's, which is also a staple in Hot Springs. I think I went there for the first time 12 years ago when we first visited, and I've been following along with them on social media ever since, and I was like, they're blowing up, which is great. I think they're getting the credit that they deserve. But the sleeper hit is the burger. It's actually an appetizer, so it's just served with a side of chips, and it's like a smaller portion, but that burger is very good, like very good. And then of course we had the pizza. The pizza's amazing, by the way. And they do not give you ranch. I do love ranch, but they do not give you ranch because their pizza stands by itself. Then we were like, oh, like maybe, because we just brought our stuff, we're driving, right? So we brought our stuff and we're like, maybe let's take a bath. But apparently all the bathhouses close at like 5 p.m. So it was like 5 p.m. There was one more bathhouse that was open until 6, but they said it would just be a disservice if we let you in. You would only have an hour. So by the time you like are changed and ready, like there's really no time left. So after that, oh, that's right. So the reason I also chose Hot Springs is because they have a cherry blossom festival like April 4th, right? But it had been blooming already. So a week before we were there, the cherry blossoms were in full bloom. So all of the trees where that fountain is, full bloom. It's like right downtown and off the main road. But because of the storm the night before, there were no cherry blossoms. They had all blown into the fountain. I did get to see like 5 or 6, and you know what? That's okay. They're beautiful, and it just wasn't meant for me to see it. So after that, we just decided to go back to the cabin to hang out. I mean, it was pretty late at that point. We started a fire and then just hung out the rest of the night. So the next morning, it was daylight savings time. So we lost like a whole hour. So we decided we'll wake up when we wake up, right? Like this is our vacation. We do not need to be cramming in everything like we normally do. And so we slept in a little bit. We're like, if we wake up early, for some reason, if we can't sleep, then we'll go hike Lake Catherine. If not, that's fine. We'll pack up and then just make our way back home. And we ended up sleeping in a little bit more, and we went back into Hot Springs to grab some food at Cafe Mia More, which is very good. They actually have like two parts, like it was like Cuban food and then like acai bowl. So there's like two different spaces, but it was run by the same person. It came out of the same kitchen. But regardless, it was very tasty. So I recommend it. And it was like right next to our antique store. But before that, because it didn't open in time, we decided to hike Peak Trail, which is like half a mile to like the tower that we ended up going in. But that half a mile is like a 20% incline grade. So you're just going like straight up. It was kind of rough. Like I was sweating, like didn't have any water. But we went to the tower. It's like, I think if you have a national park pass, it's like $11 a person. There's 2 floors. One of the floors is covered. And then the third floor, I mean, there's still like fencing around it, but it's more open. So you get to see like all of Hot Springs. I highly recommend it. I think it's beautiful to be able to like be up that high. Obviously, if you're afraid of heights, it's not great, but it's a really nice experience. And then we went back to the antique store to pick up some things. They had purchased a big painting for their home, and we didn't want to put it in the car until like everything was packed up so we can use it as cushion. And I saw this rock the day before, and it was $100, and I was like, I know that's not expensive for a rock this size. I actually ended up weighing it. It's like 7 pounds, but I don't know, like I don't have a job right now. So should I really be spending $100 on a rock? But yes, I was able to get it for $80. And I love it. This is like all washed up. You can't really like tell, but it's purple fluorite. Obviously when the light like hits it a certain way, it's like beautiful. And so good thing we went back to go pick up stuff, because I would have gone home without this rock. And I love this rock. Like I love this rock so much. And then Linda and Derek were able to get a good deal on these frames and paintings that we saw the day before. And so shout out to both Black Tie Antique Store and Iron Crow Antiques. They have like great selections. Like the fact that I paid that much for a rock says a lot. Anytime I go to Hot Springs, anytime I go to Arkansas, I generally buy like plastic jugs. They usually have a bunch of places that sell these plastic jugs, and I saw it the day before, like one store that had it outside on the street, as they always have, and I was like, I'll just do it tomorrow. So I went back to the store that I saw the plastic jugs in. They were not open. So then I just started like walking into stores, and apparently they were having like a milk jug war. Like the milk jug company is not giving them the jugs anymore. So I went back into Lamar, which is like the park store at Hot Springs National Park. That's where I got my patch. And then I bought that glass container for like $13.99, which is, it's fine. It's glass. It's a beautiful container. It's like a souvenir. And then I like got to fill up one at least. And I still have the water, and I'm like drinking it slowly as to savor it. But generally I come home with like 6, but that's okay. Again, you know, no cherry blossoms, no water, that's okay. But I got espresso, vanilla syrup, and Coke, the turbo.
And they didn't fuck my cappuccino up.
Amazing.
So good.
Yeah, that's always a plus. The turbo cola, yeah.